in the discipline, and I am Sandy Oliver. I'm going to be your instructor for this section. I'm going to walk through our normal first day stuff, so if you don't have the syllabus near you, go ahead and print that out or save it to your device so you can refer to it as we go along. If you have questions about this, go ahead and email me. My email is on the syllabus, but it's also everywhere on our Blackboard page, so do that for me. This particular class is online all the time, and so we will do everything in Blackboard. We do have electronic text, e-text this time, and it is the McGraw-Hill Connect, and the textbook name is Engaging Questions. It's all contained in our Blackboard class, and as long as you get to everything through there, it'll log it correctly and do all that kind of fun stuff. So this semester I am working along with a few other instructors in English 112 to kind of give us all the same basic course. There, of course, are things that I do differently than other people do. They do differently than me. None of us is wrong. It's just we do things differently, and that's okay. We do use modules as opposed to setting things up by weeks. If you, like me, think more in, okay, what's due this week, what's due next week, I do have that kind of set apart that way as well. So that's something we'll look at when we get to the Blackboard stuff. Like I said, this is English 112. You have to have either tested out of or taken and passed English 111 to be in this class, and that's our only real prerequisite. It is a 3-credit class, which means 3 hours. And in case you don't know, academic hours are based on 50 minutes, 50 minutes, and so you get a 10-minute break is what they policy-wise how that works. And so what I like to tell my students is the first 3 hours of every week for this class is mine. That means spend your 3 hours making sure that you would do the things that we would do in class, right? So we would go over the reading, we would talk about the kinds of writing we're going to do, and so in place of that, because we're online and you can do this at your convenience, make sure that your convenience includes those 3 hours, and make sure that you're doing the reading for the textbook, make sure that you're doing the practice stuff, posting things like you're supposed to. If you have trouble with that, again, email me, let me know, and I can walk through some things with you. Our library also has a tutoring section, and they will be able to help you with that as well. Tutoring's not just for, how do I do this problem or how do I write this paper. Academic skills are a broad range of things, and even if you're super bright and a wonderful writer, if you don't know how to get to and through the work we're doing, it's not going to show what you can do. So make sure that you understand what you're supposed to do, and that way everything else goes easier. Okay, I'm going to move over to page 2. I told you about the text, Engaging Questions, a guide. It's McGraw-Hill, and we are using the McGraw-Hill Connect Lab. There's also a McGraw-Hill Connect Composition Essentials Handbook in that. So if there's, type of editing or documentation or whatever that you're like, I forget, there's a handbook in there, so you can get to that. Please make sure that you're checking your JCC email on a regular basis. I encourage you to check it every day. I know email is for old people, and I've heard that a lot, but this is how our official communications have to happen. And so get used to doing things the way your employer, or in this case your college, wants you to do things, because that's how you get your grades. And let's face it, we all want really good grades. So get used to doing things the way you're told to do them. This course is, of course, the second in a 2-part course. We do English 111, English 112. In this class, You may be asked to write some of the same kinds of papers that you were in English 111. The shift here is everything is in APA style, which is what a lot of the disciplines use for their documentation. MLA, Modern Languages Association, is used mostly by English and humanities and various foreign language studies. And so most of you are on the tech side of things, and so you really do need to at least know where to find things for APA. So don't stress out about knowing everything perfectly for APA. That's why we have the handbooks. Okay. This is a writing intensive course, which just means it has at least 15 pages of writing over the course of the semester. And so we're going to do a lot of drafting, and we'll do peer reviews, and I'll look at things, and then you'll get a grade. So there's all kinds of ways we get at writing. When you're done with this class, does not mean you're done practicing writing or getting better. We get better through practice the whole rest of our lives, right? There are things that as computer programs change and the way we communicate changes, we all have to learn new things, and that's what keeps life exciting, right? On the third page is our course overview and evaluation methods. It's a writing class, so you're going to write a lot, okay? And we're going to do basically 4 papers. We're also going to keep up a research log, and then the rest of the assignments kind of get bunched together in this general assignments and discussion boards. And this class, we're going to work on a single project, basically a single topic for the whole semester. And that topic has to be something that is relevant to your particular discipline. And I'll get on that on another video, but just keep that in the back of your mind. The papers are an annotated bibliography, 8 sources, a rhetorical analysis of a particular article, your proposal, which is the issue that you found, and your proposal for how to fix it, what we're calling a multimodal project. This particular project is a presentation, and so you'll do a presentation and then embed or link your presentation to our Blackboard class, and it's really, making videos can be very distressing for a lot of people, but they're one of the biggest ways that we are, again, doing something different, making sure that students can present their ideas clearly and do it in a fun way if they can manage that. We're also going to do a research log, and the research log is slightly different from the annotated bibliography in that any source that you use for any paper has to be in the research log first. Do this. And I'll have a video for that too, to show you how to set it up and tell you what I want to see, and kind of the pacing of that. We have a normal as far as our grade point system is a 10-point scale. You have to have a 90 to get an A, not an 89 point something. You have to have a 90 to get an A. So keep that in mind. One thing that I do have up there is in the grade book, when you go to My Grades, you'll see a grade that says, I think it says English 112 average, something like that. It keeps track of your grade as we go along. It has the weighted system, but really up until the very end, all of our weights aren't in, so it can be a little bit odd. It is very close to correct as long as you're caught up. If you get behind, that grade's going to be a little more optimistic than you should be. But if you ever have any doubts or questions, just send me an email and I'll be happy to figure that out for you. Okay. I give myself a week to turn things around, unless it's something that you need for the next class. We run like a Tuesday, Thursday class. And so things are due on Tuesday, things are due on Thursday. Now, I think at fall break, which is in October, and Thanksgiving, we have a little bit of a wiggle there. But otherwise, they're Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's when things are due. I try really hard to get things graded within a day or so. And I say that out loud because that's my own kind of, that's how I push myself to make sure things stayed up to date. Sometimes things have to wait a little bit, and that's okay. I try to get at the things that are necessary for you to move on first. So some things might lag a little bit if we're in rough draft season, and so that'll go on from there. Okay, AI statement. I will also have another little video about that. But think in the back of your head, keep this running around. AI is a wonderful thing. It helps us in so many ways, but it's not you. And anything that you let it create for you, you're giving up the chance to use your own brain and learn your own stuff. And all the arguments about, oh, well, AI is, the wave of the future, and da-da-da. We've been saying stuff like that for decades. Be aware there are ethical concerns about AI. First of all, you don't have permission of the textbooks, anything you find online, your fellow student stuff. You don't have permission to use their stuff. And when you use their stuff with an AI, you're double hurting yourself. It's cheating, in my mind. Like I said, we've got a few other things. We've worked out a way to allow you, if you're into that, to use AI to help in certain places. But that's about it. So unless you're told otherwise, assume that you cannot use an AI for your work. Okay. Page 4 is a lot of, here's what the deal is. Okay, so best practices for learning. Make sure that you're doing stuff every week. Even in an online class, you can work whenever you need to work. If you're a night owl and you like to get your work done between midnight and 2, have a party. It's fine. Just make sure that when you're working, that you're turning things in on time. You can be early, just don't be late. Okay. At the bottom of page 4 starts a little thing. Course communication. How do you communicate with me? Well, we're online all the time, so you have to email me. And in your email, call me Mrs. Oliver, okay? And make sure you put your course and section in the subject line, okay? So I know where to sort it for. Believe me, remembering who's in what course doesn't happen for me until later in the semester, so it's very helpful if you put that in there. Make sure you read your emails and stuff out loud before you hit send. Please use regular punctuation and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, okay, we'll go on through there. When you have an issue come up, if you get ill, I am recovering from COVID. My husband came home from a conference with COVID, and of course 3 days later there's me. So I am about 10 days in. Fever's gone and all that kind of stuff. Not that you can catch over videos, but I am a little bit on the side, so that's part of things. But if you get sick or something happens, your car breaks down, or you have a parent or a kid who gets sick and you need to take care of them, as soon as you come up for air, email me. Hey, Miss Oliver, I have this, and I'm hoping for this date as a renewal, and we'll work things out. Okay, I'm more than happy to help you. I don't want to be the one that makes you say, oh, I can't do college. So I'm more than happy to help you. You just have to keep me in the loop. Okay, if you fall off the face of the earth for 3 weeks, chances are you're going to get dropped from all your classes. So, be big people. Keep that together. Figuring. Page 5 has the attendance policy and a link to more explanation there. But two dates you have to worry about. Everybody has to have done the enrollment verification quiz, and if you're brand new, that's basically our little 10 or 15 question thing that you have to do before you can get into the rest of the course. Okay, and English is set up that way, so you'll see getting started underneath the modules, and do everything in that little folder, and then the rest of it will go ta-da for you. Our census date is the 26th, which is a Monday, so keep that in mind. If you miss more than 2 weeks in the course, I'm supposed to drop you. Now, extenuating circumstances or, whatever, we can work around some things, but your best bet is to do your work every week and make sure you do at least one assignment every week, so that you can stay in the class and keep your attendance. Yeah. So, let's see, what else is on here? The Jaguar Writing Portal is an online paper help 24/7. It's free. It's a tutorial service available at JCC. Actual people look at your work and go, oh, what about this and what about that? So it's very good. But you have to give them enough time to get your stuff done before things are due. A couple other things here at JCC, we do something called a SAGE alert, student alert and group events. Basically, it's a progress report, and administration will pick out, and I don't even know how they go about this, but they pick out certain kind of sections of students, and we have to do a progress report on those folks. If you're not one of those folks, I can still do a progress report if it's necessary. If you've fallen behind and you've got some things going on, we usually try to do 2 of these, one in the first half, one in the second half, shortly after the second half. And then there are lots of resources on campus that can help you out, and so we try to get you connected with those resources so that you can finish out your semester and thrive as a student. The other thing is, every 5 years we have a different one of these. It's called the Quality Enhancement Plan, QEP. And what we're trying to do with this one is to, again, get students connected with different resources and programs on campus to help them be better students. And this is everything from actual academic tutoring, which is free and in the library, all kinds of things for different types of students, veteran students, traditional students, non-traditional students, high school students, all kinds of things that we have already on JCC campus that can help you, but a lot of students just don't know that. And even if they do have this vague idea that there's probably something I can do about this, they don't have a clear plan, and so that's what we're trying to do with the QEP. Pace Yourself is what we have for our QEP, and basically it's focused on kind of orientation and, okay, so what do I do if I'm ill? What do I do if, X and Y and Z happens? And so that's where those are. If you have a concern, this is the student concern, starts on the bottom of page 6. And what this is if you think, if you and I have any kind of disconnect, you think I'm not being fair, or I've said something that's offended you, your first step is to tell me about it. Our relationship makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to walk up to me after class and say, Mrs. Hollier, that really offended me. You can send me an email. And so it kind of takes a step back from that awful thing. If I offend you, I am totally sorry. Not trying to do that at all. And so I want to know, okay, we are all learning and getting better at, I hope better at, how we interact with different people, and people who have never had a voice now do. And so there's some growing pains there. I hope I never say or do anything that offends you, but the reality is we're all human. And so if it's another student, if it's me, come to me and ask me, hey, this isn't clear, this isn't kosher, I don't like this at all. Okay, so what can we do about it? How can you still stay in my class and do the work, and we can make this, fix this together. On that next page, you have my information, which you already have. I don't have a phone because I'm an adjunct, which means I'm a part-time instructor at JCC. But I do have my email. I can call you. We can do a Teams meeting if we need to do face-to-face kind of stuff. But most things we can just take care of through email. And here's the thing. Okay, and we can figure things out, and then we're all happy. If we can't get happy, we go to my director, who is Elizabeth Baker. She's our department chair for English, Humanities, and Foreign Languages. She's over in the Smith Building, and she is a very no-nonsense kind of person. So whatever's going on, she cuts to the chase. If the three of us can't figure things out, then we have to go to our associate vice president. And that's Dr. Lisa Cooper, and her information's there as well. She's also over in the Smith Building. I'm open for most discussions, so, ask. There are a couple other links in the syllabus, and if you have them, if you're looking at them online, kind of thing, then you can go straight through those, click through those, and it'll take you to regulations and expectations, college resources. There's also the same kind of link in the Blackboard page. If you go down the left-hand side to the resources tab, and then there's another thing underneath there that says college resources or something like that. Anyway, they're all in there. Then I have the course schedule in the module and date kind of way. And there is a plain copy of just the course schedule on Blackboard as well. So if you, want to print that out as a separate document, that's fine too. The only things we have out of the modules are these things right here at the beginning, where we're doing the EVQ, the enrollment verification quiz. We're doing the student acknowledgement of the syllabus. You have your syllabus. And then I have in there my nosy teacher thing, which is the student survey. So everything else is in a module, and we get through 5 modules. The first module doesn't include a paper. It's this introduction stuff, getting you ready for things. And then we will have, like I said, we're going to have a research log. That's another video I'm going to do for you. And there are a couple other things I'm going to pull out and do, and then I'll have videos for lots of videos. That's one of the blessings of being online is, you have to make your own schedule. You get to make your own schedule. For some folks, that's kind of scary. We do have schedule making stuff on there. This is not your only class, probably. So you have to kind of balance your time, and don't forget to sleep and eat and hang out with friends and do something fun once in a while. So there's a lot of things you can do this semester. English class is not evil. A little bit daunting sometimes with the papers, but I try to break those down and give you a chance to get feedback from your peers who know your issues and such, and then also for me before you actually get a grade. I like to make sure that you have lots of feedback so that you can do your best work and improve from here. Even final drafts can teach us how to improve from here. So keep that in mind. And again, if you have questions or problems, email me. You know where to find me. Okay?